First through the lens, now through a book. Award-winning street photographer Xyza Cruz Bacani compiles her characteristic black and white photos to tell the stories of Filipino workers abroad, particularly someone very close to her heart. To tell us more about this, we have in the studio Xyza Cruz herself. Well, good morning and welcome back to the Philippines.
Thank
you. How often do you get to come home?
If I have a project here, which is fortunately I have something right now.
So lucky for us that you are with us here in the Philippines and of course here in CNN. So we are like air.
Yes.
Okay, that is your book and it was first launched in 2018. So do tell us the story. It tells us the story of your mother.
Yes.
And yourself as well.
Actually, it's called We Are Like Air because I strongly believe that migrant workers are like air, important, a necessity in every society, but often unseen. Okay. So it's a vital, important part of someone like air. You know? So we don't really see them. So it's making the invisible visible. And
you're actually also giving them a voice.
I'm being a microphone. I don't like saying that I'm giving them a voice because they have a voice. I'm just trying to magnify their voices.
That's right.
Yeah.
So everybody can hear and listen, and you know, sometimes it's through pictures that affect a lot of people more than what they hear. So once again, so your mom went to Hong Kong. Do tell us that story. Your mom went to Hong Kong as a domestic helper.
Yes, she went to Hong Kong. At first, she went to Singapore when I was 8 years old, and then she went to Hong Kong, and then I followed her when I was 19 to work as a migrant domestic worker myself. So I'm on the both sides of the spectrum. Okay,
so you know what it's like, and you can actually, you know, give a better voice actually because you've been there, done that.
Yes,
seen a lot of things.
Yes.
So how did that transition to being a photographer?
Well, at first, I started photography because of my mother. She never really goes out on holidays, so I thought I will be, you know, I'll become her eye. I am going around taking photos, showing it to her how Hong Kong looks like, and then as years goes by, it became a self-expression. That's why I became a street photographer. And then luckily, I found a purpose in my life, and that is using photography for social change.
Yeah. And so this book, We Are Like Air, as a title, it was launched in 2018?
Yes, it was first launched in Hong Kong with We Press and WMA Commission. I'm very lucky to have funding, a grant organization who gave me the grant to do the book and found a publisher as well. So, and it was launched in November, end of November 2018. And last night, we launched it here in the Philippines officially with Asia Society and Fujifilm Philippines.
Well, congratulations. And when will be the full public viewing and
exhibit? So the public launch will be April 13 with Adobo Creatives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so let's go back to this. We Are Like Air. Do tell us about this, what inspired you. And of course, this also documents Filipino domestic workers abroad.
Yes. So We Are Like Air, it follows the story of my mother and my family. It's actually the most vulnerable project I have ever done as a storyteller.
When you say vulnerable, because it just bears your soul, because it is like your own family album in a way.
In a way. It's more like because I've been photographing migrant worker stories in different cities around the world, but I never...
And it's not you.
It's not me. Even though I'm part of their experience, I know their experience, I didn't really presented my family. I never really photographed my own family because I was really scared on presenting it to the world.
What did your mom have to say? It's like, Iha, wag naman ganyan. Or namimili ba siya ng mga photos? What was that?
You know, my mother is my biggest critique with my photography. I always show her my photographs. With this project, she only saw it when it's done. Okay. So this... with We Are Like Air, when I asked her, I asked her like, Ma, can I photograph you? Like, pwede ba kitang picturean para sa book? And she said, finally, I thought you'll never ask. Yeah, because I've always
She was actually
photographed.
looking forward to that. Do you have any pictures of your mom here that I'm trying to?
Yeah, so the book starts with, this is
Oh,
us.
there you go.
That's our first photo together as a mother and daughter in 2006. So this is a photo of them at their wedding.
What's the one thing that she tells you a lot, your mother tells you about your photos? Is there any, like, iha dahan-dahan, or beware, or this is what you should do? I mean, what's the one thing that she tells you?
With my photos or with me going around, she always say, there's no photo worth dying for.
What would you do? I mean, how dangerous would it get, or?
Well, I've been to places that I'm not supposed to be in. Like, I think it comes with the territory. Like, I was just in Marawi the other week. So there's a lot of projects that I just go in and then I never tell her where I am, and it makes her worried all the time. So that's one of those things that she always tells me that,
You know, a mother's love, a mother's concern and worry for their daughter just never ends. And since it is Women's Month, in your opinion, does the industry here in the Philippines provide equal opportunity for women when it comes to taking photos?
Oh, the industry itself. So, unfortunately, no. I think there's still a barrier that women needs to break when they're going in the industry. There's a lot of things that we need to do to be able to get the same respect or the same, just be treated the same as our male counterparts. But also I want to recognize that there's a lot of efforts being done to prevent it from happening over and over again. And I'm very hopeful for the next generations, because the generation now is very woke.
I mean, it is thriving.
It's thriving, and I'm very hopeful for the Filipino industry, with the creative industry, because now we're learning that we should be telling our own stories.
That's right. And telling our stories, I mean, is that one of the ways in which you empower women?
As a woman myself, I think I've been thinking about that question since last night. Like, how do I empower women?
How do you?
I think it's more like living by example, because I think a lot of migrant workers send me messages that I inspire them. Sometimes it's a very heavy responsibility, but also I feel like being able to pave the way for other women to dream, like it's actually possible to break the ceiling. I think that's empowerment already.
And, you know, just looking at you and hearing you tell your stories, I mean, you are definitely one woman that inspires so many other people to break the boundaries. I mean, you have broken so many boundaries already to date. And not only that, but you continue to break boundaries and barriers in terms of, you were informing me earlier, in terms of how you present your photos. It's not just a photo that you can actually hang on a wall, but there's so many other barriers and boundaries that you can break to present beautiful photos.
Yeah, I think that's the most exciting part about photography. It's not just about one frame. You can tell a lot of stories, and you can present it to the world in different forms. Yes.
I love it. I love your excitement. I love, you know, the freshness that you do bring. And this book is available and people can actually get it.
Yes, so it's available in WePress website. That's my publisher. It's also available in Amazon. It's available in Art Books PH, Asia Society, and it's basically online. So yeah, I hope people will buy it, especially employers buy it for your migrant workers.
Thank you so much. We have award-winning photographer Xyza Cruz Bacani with us here on New Day. Maraming salamat.